Monday morning. It is May the 28th. I am first warning meteorologist. Did I say May the 28th? It's May the 23rd. I misread that. Good morning. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk, and I apparently need some. We get together 7 days a week. We chat about what's going on in the world of weather and hopefully get your day started off on the right note. Boy, do we have plenty to talk about in the world of weather. First thing we are watching, of course, we will be talking about our local weather because we are changing weather patterns around just a little bit as our rain chances in Central Florida come down, even if it is just a temporary adjustment. The sun will be shining bright. It's going to be a beautiful couple of days. We'll talk about that. And then, no, that's not a live satellite imagery, but we will be tracking the tropics. There was something that developed yesterday-ish. It was an interesting little feature, so we'll take a look at that. But first, before we get too deep, let's look outside. Let's get our moment of zen, right? Here's a shot from our Tower Cam network. This is our high point camera. So we're looking from Cocoa over toward Port Canaveral and Brevard County. It is looking beautiful out there. The sun shimmering on the water. It is the brightest morning I've seen the last couple of mornings. So we certainly need to try to take advantage of this sunshine just as much as we possibly can. Temperatures, of course, we're scrolling them on the bottom of your screen, but here's a look area by area. It is 76 degrees in Orlando, 75 degrees in DeLand, 79 for us in Daytona Beach, and 77 degrees in Palm Coast. So it looks good, feels good. Just checking to make sure there is no fog that we're having to deal with this morning. If you're traveling the Turnpike southbound, there does look like there's a little bit of fog down that way. But that's it. First warning, live Doppler radar looking good in our area. But let me widen this perspective out just a little bit. Let's take a look. What is going on the left side there? What is that? An area of low pressure that's coming in off the Gulf of Mexico? You betcha. Let's take another vantage point as soon as I find it. This is the one, I think? Yeah, this is the one. All right. Let's look. That is a storm system that kind of came in from the Gulf of Mexico while you were sleeping. This was briefly dubbed Invest 90, the first tropical invest of the season. I was posting to Facebook, I was posting to Twitter about this. The good news is that it did not develop. It was not expected to develop, but this is an interesting little feature certainly to watch for. It's going to continue to lift to the north, so you get the Panhandle, Mobile Bay, of course, for today, Alabama, flooding rains into Georgia, into Tennessee, and it eventually gets up into the Smokies. So it's going to be a big, big rainmaker for a whole lot of people. That said, let's look at the radar data from there as it was making its way ashore. And this was... Give it a second. There we go. All right, so there's last night. It kind of came in around 11, 12 o'clock. It wasn't a hurricane, but it was definitely trying to come into some sort of tropical genesis. It was trying to get into some sort of organization there. In the postseason, the Hurricane Center may end up saying that this was a depression or something to that effect. But what it was a good reminder, and I say this ad nauseum this time of year. It was a good reminder that hurricane season, like it or not, is essentially right around the corner. We are now just mere days away from the beginning of hurricane season. So keep that in mind. As much as we certainly don't like it, I don't like it. I like tracking. I don't like when it actually impacts. So as much as we don't like it, it's here. In terms of the forecast for today, it's also here, and it looks pretty good. Bright sunshine to get us out the door this morning. We'll be to nearly 90 degrees by lunchtime. We'll make it to about 92, and there will be like yesterday, just a few isolated cells. Isolated cells. Not much rain in the forecast today. Just isolated cells. So that certainly is a good thing. Good morning to you, Sue, Nancy, Diane. Good morning. Beautiful morning from Port Orange. Love it. Nikki, John, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Connie, good morning to you. Chris says, good morning from Homestead. Hope the little one is doing good this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Arnett, good morning to you. Frank says, when it cycles back around, though. Yeah, well, and that's something that's interesting. I'm going to have to do some case studying. There was, and I showed this to you. Hold on. I showed this to you a couple days ago. This was a couple of days after the Florista. something cycling around Florida. That was a couple of days after the Florida Easter. That was November 18th and 19th. So, it wasn't big then. I mean, it wasn't big yesterday either. When it cycles back around, is it something? We'll have to watch. Not a big indicator. Not a big indicator. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for sure. Oh, excuse me. I need more coffee. I need to stop talking for a second. Good morning to you, Yvette. Denise, good morning. Marie, how are you? Janice sending only good vibes to you and your son. Kenneth, good morning. And the notice just arrived. Let's see here. Good morning from St. Cloud. Francis, good morning to you. Facebook just announced Coffee Talk Now. I don't know why. Facebook, you are slow. I guess so. I apologize for that. Good morning from Gainesville. Go Gators. Good morning to you, William. Hope you're doing well. Marilyn, where is the day my husband is coming home from rehab after being in the hospital for 3 weeks? He had 2 weeks of rehab. He's coming home today. I want to say welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home to the mister. Looking forward to getting you back into the daily grind, which is pretty great. Taylor says, still out of coffee here. I need it after this weekend. I do too. Yeah. Trip to the emergency room was never fun. So anyway, all right. So let's talk about the forecast then for today, and we can dive into all the other fun stuff. Here's a look neighborhood by neighborhood. All right. 92 degrees in Orlando, 91 in Leesburg, 90 degrees in the Villages. Over to the beaches, it looks nice. 86 for Palm Coast and Daytona Beach, 88 degrees in Palm Bay. It's a beautiful forecast, but yeah, the rain chances today are going to be a little bit lower. Why is that the case? Well, remember that storm system that I was showing you that's now lifting up to the north into the Carolinas eventually in Tennessee. That's kind of drawing moisture with it, but away from us. So this is not saying that the rainy season hasn't started, but that's drawing up moisture. We're still going to be developing a couple of showers, that 20% chance of rain. So, but that storm system there that's over Alabama as we speak, yeah, that's drawing up most of the moisture available in the atmosphere. So what about the forecast then for today, right? Let's just take a look at Futurecast, and I want to bring it full screen for you, all right? So here we are. This is 10:30. We're fine. Let's just keep rolling through time. 11, 12 o'clock, we're still doing good. Take us into the early afternoon, right? Because I think we'll see a developing shower here or there. You could see just a couple of those little green dots on Futurecast. We're not seeing much, and we're not expecting to see much. I think if you live out west, you've got the best opportunity to see some rainfall as the sea breezes try to collide, but you can very clearly see, even as they collide right there, there's still not much to see. A couple of showers here or there. So all said and done, we're looking good. And frankly, over the next couple of days, those rain chances are going to remain relatively low. Meteorologist Kellyanne Klass issuing a 20% chance of rain for today, for tomorrow, and for the next couple of days. Then late week, we're going to start to see those rain chances rising once again. But here we are through Thursday, not a lot. Yeah, not a lot of rain. All right. Carolyn says, oh, my weather app says the dew point is 73. Yeah, the humidity, the heat, it is absolutely here. Yeah, Kenneth. So because of Facebook, good morning, everyone, and I like your greetings. Good morning to you. Betty says, waiting on the Gulf Coast for the Saharan dust and magnificent sunsets. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Nikki, a torn rotator cuff. Oh, my gosh. Nikki's asking for help with that. Oh, man, oh, man. Tammy says, I was so upset Saturday I didn't go to an outdoor event because it was forecast to be thunderstorms during the event. It didn't happen. Wasted a day off. I'm just going to do my events from now on. If it rains, it rains. Sounds good to me. I usually do that, right? If it rains, you go home. But look, it rained like the dickens on Saturday. I mean, it stormed. We got record rain in many locations. Maybe it missed you. I mean, it sounds like it did. Hey, cool. Sorry about that. It just goes to show, like, weather forecasting is a putz. But I would absolutely agree. I would say go. Don't yeah, go. Unless there's like a wall of water moving in, I pretty much still go to any event. And if it rains, pull out the umbrella and you go home. Right? That's the way I look at it, at least. I don't know. All right, next couple of days. Rain chances not all that high for the rainy season, right? Now we've kind of started to tweak things down. We're talking about an inch or less in our area. I mean, an inch on the high side, but not much. So we're thinking that this week's going to be a relatively dry week. When we look at the month of May, just to kind of illustrate everything as a whole, it's kind of interesting when you look at so far and normal, right? So normal month of May, that's when we're starting to transition to the rainy season. Orlando, we are kind of right. You're kind of right where you would be, maybe a little bit behind. Look at Sanford. Boy, somebody turned the faucet on you. Look at Leesburg. Somebody turned the bucket on you. 8 inches so far this month. That, by the way, is the area I was talking about the record rains. Leesburg set a new record for just monstrous downpours. Yeah, Daytona Beach. Yeah, Melbourne, you could use a little bit of rain. And actually, there have been a few people, I don't want to say complaining, but mentioning that they've got a little dry bubble over top of them. And that does make sense. That does make sense. It's been, as they say, feast or famine, right? Look at the data for the year. I think that this is an interesting little statistic, right? So for the year, Orlando's up. Sanford is up. Leesburg, bigly up. Daytona Beach, yeah. Now, for you in Brevard County that say you've got that dry bubble over top of you, believe it or not, you're actually in a surplus for the year. So, again, feast or famine. That's kind of the way that it works, right? Wild how that works. Bruce, good morning to you. John, thanks for asking. I'm doing well. 12 days post-op. Giddy up. Giddy up, buddy. I love that. I love that. Feel good. Do good things. Taylor says guidance, not gospel. Sure. Because, yes, I'm dreaming of the weekend on Monday. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Tammy says, I guess the sea breeze collided more on the east, and I would never blame you, mad at myself. Like you say, guidance, not gospel. But again, I understand the frustration, but if this is the weather guy telling you, like, go live your life. Yeah, absolutely. And if you get rained on, you get rained on. Just, if we're forecasting rain, just have an umbrella. That's all. That's all. I would truthfully, unless there's a wall of water moving to you, I would always try to do whatever it is you want to do. Because the problem with Florida is that the timing of the rain is where it gets to be difficult. And the exact locations, because we have water everywhere and it kind of bubbles up, we're not great at it. We've got ideas, but we're not great at it. Science has not gotten there. It's a much easier way to forecast in like Kansas or Oklahoma, where it's big storm systems moving in, than in Florida, where you go from nothing to something in like 20 minutes. That's it's synoptic scale forecasting versus like meso or even micro scale forecasting. So it's a very different ball game. But at the end of the day, just always do. Like when I love when in the wintertime people are like, should I go to Disney? You're going with a 40% chance of rain. And I'm like, we're going to have a 40% chance of rain every single day during the summer. So absolutely you should go, right? Should I go to Universal? It's a 40% chance. Yeah, absolutely you should. For today, pool forecast, looking great. Rain chances a little lower. It's still going to have a couple of showers here or there. Just watch out for it, right? Lots of time to get outside and enjoy. I would love to be into the backyard swimming pool myself, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Annie says, went to Universal Park Saturday, never got wet. Meanwhile, Saturday, I got like an inch plus at my house. Friday, I got an inch plus at my house. You know? Oh, Mother Nature. Oh, Mother Nature. Leaving soon with my daughter-in-law to the doctor office appointment for my grandson and youngest granddaughter. Nancy, be good. Hope everything goes well. Bruce says we had almost 2 inches over the weekend in Oviedo. And that broke the Oviedo dry bubble, right? Right? Chris says the lake in the back is up a little bit, but it comes and goes. Absolutely. Ebbs and flows. Had to drop off pool heater, and it was overflowing. Then the rain stopped and needed a couple of inches. Back and forth and back and forth. Chris, good morning. Taylor, good morning. Oh, baby needs a change. I know that. I changed Alexander's diaper this morning. 2 seconds later, had to change it again. There was a number 1 and a number 2 in there. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Eileen, my pool is full in Claremont. Nothing wrong with that. Boy, do I miss asking you, hey, is it going to rain this weekend? 30 seconds after you said it on the... Yeah, that's true. Touche. It's okay. Touche. Jason, good morning to you, buddy. Coffee up. I like it. I like it. We had 4 inches of rain this Saturday, Cheryl says. Yeah. Maureen says, went to Universal yesterday, never got wet. Saturday had hail in Oviedo. Did it hail in Oviedo? I know it hailed in Sanford. I saw it hailed in Umatilla, but I didn't know it hailed in Oviedo. 4 inches in Palm Coast. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days for sure. It's been an interesting couple of days for sure. If you're wanting to play some golf today, wear the sunscreen because with the rain chance a little lower, yeah. With the rain chance a little lower, it's great for golf. Now, a couple of afternoon showers or thunder showers are going to be around, but yeah. I know I drove right through the rain on Saturday when I was driving back from Daytona, pick up my sister and take her home from work since she's waiting to get a car. Gotcha. Had hail in Oviedo. Wow, interesting. Hailed in DeLand, too. Interesting. Sometimes the rain is so heavy, it sounds like hail to me, Tammy says. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Signing in for work early today. Early to work, early to out, right? Yeah. Was a bowling tournament in Spring Hill yesterday and it gushed. Did it rain in the bowling alley? If so, there's another problem that needs to be addressed. All right, so enough about that. To the tropics we go. Can't even believe we're saying it, right? Bye, buddy. I love you. All right, so take a look across Alabama. There is... Hold on one second. Sorry. Texting Jeannie about Alexander. All right, so Invest 90. We talked about it right off the top. It was the storm system that kind of started bubbling up over the Gulf of Mexico and lifted to the north into Alabama. 0% chance of it developing. It didn't develop. It peaked at a 10% chance of developing. It is now inland, so obviously development is not a thing. A couple of things that I want to mention on this, okay? First off, it was a bubble up of moisture over very warm waters, and it certainly, bless you, it certainly looked like it tried to want to develop, but ran out of time. Knock on wood, thankfully. But what I did find funny was you can always tell the people that are sharing for transparency and people that are sharing for hype. Like there were people sharing computer model. This thing was like this thing was right off the coast. Okay, let me show you. Follow me here. There were people on social media, non-meteorologists, that it's like here, it's like 90 miles off the coast of Mobile Bay, and they're posting model data over a 5-day span that's taking it to a tropical storm intensity. And it's like, 5 days? You're just doing this for hype, Bubba. Yeah. So that was it at 8:20 last night. And I mean, if it had 5 days over water, it would have probably, but it didn't. It ran out of time. Good. But just goes to show, we are there, people. Hurricane season, like it or not, is right around the corner. So with that said, let us look at some computer models. Okay, this is let me just scroll this down. This is the GFS model. Top left corner will tell you kind of the details on it. It is the 6Z, GFS 0.25 initialized 6Z. So it's the 6Z run of the GFS, okay? That means that it is the most recent run of the GFS. Okay, perfect. All right, let's roll through time, shall we? Tuesday morning. I know, yeah, Tuesday. We're just going through. Now, what you're looking for on this map, orange is high pressure, blue, green, purple, that's lower pressure, okay? So orange is over top of us. This is Wednesday morning of this week. Higher pressure. We know that because our rain chances are going down just a little bit. So confirmed, right? All right, let's continue on. Rolling through, there's Friday, some lowering pressure over Florida. That's about the time that our rain chances are going to start to go up, so that lines up perfectly. Look at that bottom left corner where it says Ocala. Let me scroll this down just to show you. the GFS is saying, hey, there may be some sort of a Pacific system there. You see that? Right near where it says Leesburg and Kissimmee. Interesting. Interesting. So may have something to track into the Pacific. Again, it's not... The Pacific is a different basin than us. We don't even talk about it, but, you know, it's something to point out. Continuing. You see that? Moving away from Florida there. Interesting. That's June 3rd. Now, here's where things get interesting. June 4th. Look at that in the Bay of Campeche. That's hour 318. That is Sunday, June the 5th. Way out there. But the GFS was trying to show some lowering pressures. And that's as far out as it goes. That's June the 8th. Now, the GFS, if you recall, the last couple of weeks has been trying to show something in this vicinity. So let's do this. Let's go to the European now. And let's go to, we have to go back because the European only goes so far out for its 6Z run. So we're actually going to have to go as far out as the 0Z run goes, and then we'll have to switch to the ensemble to go the full length for comparison. But let's just do that. Lots of high pressure around. The European showing that thing in the Pacific. It shows it. I'm not going to move the camera around. We get into June. Okay, there's June, and you can see it's trying to lower pressures out there in the Gulf of Mexico a little bit. Scroll this down. Yeah. That's as far out as it goes. So nothing wild, but it's trying to show some lowering pressures out there. So I personally do think that the beginning of June, we may have something that we're going to need to watch. Let me show you the calendar here for the tropics that, of course, we put out March 1st. It's part of our long-range forecast. All right, here's the June calendar. And around June 6th and 7th, we are watching the Texas-Louisiana area, kind of early to mid-June. Remember, these dates can adjust forward or backward just a little bit, but they're kind of just eyeballs for you, all right? So June 6th, 7th, watching Texas and Louisiana. Why is that? Because we're watching for the November 27th repeat, okay? November 27th repeat. That's the storm system that we kind of focused our attention on, the Texas and Louisiana coastline. So that, to me, is going to be the next part of the LRC forecast that plays out. Early to mid-June, we're going to be watching that area of coastline. So models will kind of ebb and flow on it, and that's something we'll have to watch. But generally speaking, the tropics remain nice and quiet. So we'll keep watching. We'll keep letting you know. Of course, just stay tuned, answering all your questions, all that fun stuff. All right? All right. Any questions about the tropics? Anything? How warm is the Gulf right now? It's warm. Hold on a second. Do that. Yeah, I know. There we go. How warm is it? It's warm enough to support tropical activity. Yeah, mid-80s in some spots. So, yeah, that's a possibility for sure. Jonathan says, drove, I think, through 90L's feeder bands last night near Gainesville. It was a soaker. Well, I mean, it was sea breeze stuff that formed kind of in the periphery of. Yeah. Tammy, the GFS was right. Listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. And I say that because the GFS had something, and then it just kept backing it up and backing it up and backing it up. So, no, the GFS was not right. I mean, something kind of formed in that area. Was it causation, or was it, which came first, the chicken and the egg? Does that make sense? But the GFS has a convective bias. If you say something's going to form every day, eventually you're going to be right? So that's what I think happened with the GFS. Okay? Definitely got plenty of rain and thunderstorms. My lawn and plants sure enjoyed it. Oh, yeah, absolutely right. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Any other questions? Orange, dry, blue, wet. Yeah, think of it as happy highs in orange, lonely lows in the blue. That's what I tell the elementary schoolers. Tammy says, last week the GFS showed something in the Gulf. This week, the Euro didn't, so the Euro was more accurate. Yeah, the GFS has been trying to show something for forever. And it just kept pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off. So the GFS didn't score brownie points here recently. Yeah. Still want to see what happens the 24th. Which 24th, Taylor? What do you mean? Marie, of course. My allergies are driving me nuts. Yeah, I think everybody. For sure. Brian, I'm curious to see the side-by-side number comparison between Colorado State University and the National Hurricane Center for predictions. So NOAA issues their forecast this week. Of course, we know what Colorado State University's forecast is. Colorado State is calling for, stand by. Colorado State University, if I can find the thing. Colorado State University is calling for an above-average season. The average is 14, 7, and 3. Colorado State is calling for 19, 9, and 4. So the way that the long-range forecasting in the tropics works, Colorado State puts numbers out, NOAA puts ranges out, and then WESH 2, me, I put ranges out. So Colorado State University is calling for an above-average season. Yeah, we'll have to see. In terms of our long-range forecast, the one that I've put together since March 1st, the indicators are that, to me, yes, we are going to have activity, but I am actually going with a fairly average-ish season, right? I do think it'll probably trend a little above average, but I don't think that it's going to be hyperactive average. Okay, this is a part of our WESH 2 hurricane season forecast, and you can get all of this information by heading to wesh.com/hurricane forecast, okay? And that's where you'll get all of our landfall hotspots. These are the hotspots that we have highlighted for hurricane season this year. So, yeah, track that along with us. That's the hurricane forecast, available free of charge. We don't charge anything. Just wesh.com for that. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Sometimes the weather's confusing. Must need more coffee. Sometimes the weather's confusing. My entire professional career, now more than 20 years. Are you going to go, or am I going to have to ask you, 7-Day? Why are you not going? Hi. Hi, I'm here. I'm hitting the play button. Ay vey. Windows sometimes. Yeah, 20 plus years. I'm at year 20 and a half. This September will be 21 years in television. Which is crazy. Really. When will Palm Bay get some rain, Cindy? So these next couple of days look relatively dry in the grand scheme of things, though Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those rain chances are on the increase. Yeah. Hopefully you'll get some. Mike, good morning, Eric. I hear the storm in the Gulf will affect us. Yeah, I mean, it's drying us out. That's the effect. It's taking all the moisture up into Tennessee. It's not in the Gulf anymore. It's taking all of its moisture up to Tennessee, so our rain chances are going down. Tammy says, confused again. Colorado State, a non-hurricane state doing predictions. My brain hurts. They invented the thing. Back in the 80s, Dr. Bill Gray put together this hurricane forecast. I know, it's kind of this idiom, right? Not idiot. He was a brilliant man. But this idiom of sorts. Colorado State puts their forecast out. NOAA puts their forecast out. And then, myself and Jeremy Nelson co-author a hurricane forecast that we share on his station, which is in Savannah, Georgia, WJCL. And, of course, here in Orlando, WESH 2. Last year, of the storms that struck, 75% were exactly where and when we said that they would strike. So our focus is definitely more on timing and location, but this year we're kind of dipping our toe in the water for overall storm coverage. Yeah. Last week of school, summer is here. That's right. It's true. It's true. Thank you very much, Betty. Appreciate it. Maryland, yeah, well, you got to watch Jeremy, WJCL, channel 22 up there. Love it. All right. So any questions, comments, concerns? These next couple of days, a little more heat because we have a little less rainfall. And then looking ahead to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those rain chances are going up. For those of you, by the way, somebody did just mention that I need new glasses, and I didn't catch the name. For those of you that say I need new glasses, did I show you the new glasses that I'm getting? Did I show this to you guys and gals yet? Did I? I'm getting 2 new frames. You guys and gals have been talking a lot about it, telling me I need new glasses. Our image consultant told me I need new glasses. So anyway, did I show them to you? I can't remember. Aaron says, I think our numbers may be closer to 2008's hurricane season. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. We'll have to watch and see. If I wasn't a weatherman, what would I be doing? Flying airplanes. Being a bus driver with wings. Yeah. That's what I would be doing. Carolyn says, show us. Okay. All right. I just want to show this to you real fast, and then I can wrap up Coffee Talk. I don't know when they're coming, soon. But here, you ready? Frame. I got both of these, so don't tell me that one is bad, because I got both of them. All right, you ready? Frame one. Yeah, I know I didn't smile. All right, that's frame one. They're like these, but they're smaller. Frame two, very different. I don't know. I could dig it. I could also be not dig. We'll see. We'll see. Those are more round. I literally ask you not to tell me if you like one or another, and the first person to say which one they like more is my mother. I literally just asked you not to do that. My head hurts. Okay. Penny says, much better like the round. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. We'll see how they work. We'll see how they work. Feelings on contacts. I will say, I used to do weather like this. If you've watched Wesh for a while, I used to do weather like this, and I even did get contacts. I can barely see without my glasses. It's getting worse. But the image consultant came in and said, why aren't you wearing your glasses on TV? And I said, well, because I was told that it puts a barrier between me and a viewer. And she said, not only do I want you to wear your glasses, I want you to get thicker frames. This was born. Now that, I've lost some weight, here we are, getting smaller frames. Oh, I'm not yelling at any of you. I'm just yelling at my mother. Because y'all can do it, but not my mother. The person that tells me to listen to her all the time. Y'all can, you don't have to listen to me. She should listen to me. Not a fan of the dark frames. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No, Patty, you're fine. You're fine. I would never get contacts because there are a lot of infections you could get. I will say, I think there was a week that I had gotten contacts. They didn't work great. I was not great at putting them in. And then when the image consultant told me I didn't need them anymore, it was kind of like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Yeah, Betty, even if you got the same, your faces. They did have the same frames, but smaller. But I kind of wanted to go a different direction to see. You have to smile anyway. You're like me, too. Too serious when posing. Relax and let someone else photograph you, possibly your wife. Yeah. It's different. They're definitely different. The thing that, this is the one that terrifies me the most. Like that's so different. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. All right. That's what I got. All right. Listen, we're going to be chatting again today at 3:30. We're going to be updating computer models, updating the radar, looking at temperatures and all that fun stuff. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out. The glasses are your signature look. That's what she said. Did you know that I'm the only one at Wesh that's not only allowed to wear glasses on TV, but I have to, like, that is, she said, the image consultant said, I want to make you a character, Eric. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah. I guess that's what she wanted to do, is to make it my thing. Okay. All right. Enough. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you guys and gals this afternoon at 3:30 for Coffee Talk. Bye, y'all.